Hey, I'm Felissa Rose, and you're watching Keto and Crime.
And as always, this video is brought to you by our brand new full channel partner, 𝐲𝐞𝐿. The wonderful folks over at 𝐷tastecando.com have officially signed on to partner with me in both my weight loss journey, which I am back on now, as well as sponsoring the channel. They have signed me up for a brand new affiliate program. So if you click the link down below, as well as put in my discount code, you'll receive 15% off your first order, and I do get a tiny commission if you do purchase. So it helps the channel and you get something tasty and healthy. These are great bars. They satisfy. They keep you full for a long time. They have a lot of great nutrients, a lot of great natural ingredients. And for those of us in the keto and low carb world, we've often been demonized as not a friend to the animals, but these are 100% plant-based. So you can feel good about that too if you are of the vegetarian or vegan keto lifestyle. These are also for you. So with that being said, I want to say a huge shout out to 𝐲𝐿 for sponsoring the channel and helping me to stay on the air here. And thank you all. So if you'd like to order some, definitely check them out below. I appreciate it. Hey everyone, Tracy here. Just wanted to do a quick update on the video I released yesterday on the Gabby Petito case. As I suspected, and I probably should have waited a bit longer to do any sort of video on it, but there had been so many developments over the weekend, I wanted to get something out to you. Going to have to learn to follow Stephanie Harlow's lead and not do a major, or Kendall Ray's lead and not do a major deep dive until a month after or so. But I did want to get something out for you. But so yes, there have been more developments even since I released that video yesterday. So yesterday, as we know, the police and the FBI specifically did raid and search the Laundrie's house. His parents, we know, were removed from the home and made to sit in an FBI SUV while the search went on. They removed a lot of evidence from it, including computers, personal articles, things of that nature, cell phones. So we'll be able to see everything at some point as soon as that is released. The Laundrie's attorney was set to make a statement today on behalf of the Laundrie family, but after speaking with the FBI after the search, he did cancel that late last night. So that will not be happening. So it makes me believe that there's more than we know, of course, going on there, and whether or not the parents actually don't know where he is, or whether they do know what he is. I hope that in the background they have at least called Gabby's family to let them know what they know, just out of human kindness and empathy, but I don't. Being that we've seen a haze of bad parents of suspected criminals, Chris Watts' parents, the apathy by the Murdoch family, I could go on and on. Susan Smith's parents, the Anthonys, there's been a lot of apathy on behalf of the families of accused criminals in the past that have little to no regard for the victim's family. So why am I not even surprised? But also, in my video yesterday, I put out what was known at the time was that on August 12th, when they were actually pulled over in Utah in Moab, that Brian had marks on his face, and the police made Gabby to be the aggressor, saying that she had hit him 1 or 2 times. But now the 911 call, or one of the 911 calls that came in, has been released from that day, stating that Brian was the one that slapped Gabby. I think we all kind of knew that in the back of our minds, but because it wasn't official, I wasn't going to say it. I went by what was on the police report. Also, a friend of the channel let me know that in Utah, probably the reason they wrote it up as a mental health incident was that if they had actually logged it as a domestic situation, that they would have been required to take somebody into custody, even if no one wanted to press charges, which, Brian made a huge act of saying he didn't want to press charges. He was very talkative after I go back and look at that camera footage. Very talkative. Almost too talkative. As I said, still am not going to give my any theories yet because I want to be sure I'm factual here, but I think he was a little bit too talkative. But, so, in Utah, if they didn't write it up as a mental health incident, then they would have had to have taken somebody in. But I wish one of them had the forethought to go ahead and write it up as that and taken one of them into custody and then maybe had the parents come get them from there. But anyway, they were both adults at the time, so whatever will be, I suppose. But we're going to listen to the 911 call and talk about it. Let's dive in.
County Sheriff's Office.
Were you able to get a description of the intoxication?
Hi, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hi, I'm calling. I'm right on the corner of Main Street by Moonflower, and we're driving by, and I'd like to report a domestic dispute. Florida with the white van, Florida license plate, white land, gentleman,
Where's it at?
5'6" beard. They just drove off. They're going down Main Street. They made a right onto Main Street from Moonflower.
Or what were they doing?
Cooperative, but what do you say?
What were they doing?
We drove by and the gentleman was slapping the girl.
He was slapping her?
Yes, and then we stopped. They ran up and down the sidewalk.
Okay, I was on Web Sleuth's live stream last night, and a lot of the conversation revolved around how disconnected they thought the 911 operator was. And yes, I understand why that might be, because he is very, blunt and to the point. But having been friends with several 911 dispatchers, I can tell you that that's how they're trained. I would have liked this gentleman to be a little more sympathetic, a little more understanding, but he's trained just to get the facts. Sometimes when a caller is too long-winded, it leads to delays, and that can lead to death or further injuries. So they are trained, even if it means cutting you off to get the facts that they need to get someone out there. That's what they will do. And I think that contributed to him sounding a little not interested. Not saying that he wasn't not interested, but that could be a leading reason why. But I wish that they had taken this a little more seriously.
Proceeded to hit her, hopped in the car, and they drove off.
Okay, you said it's a white van?
White van. I can give you the license plate if you give me 1 sec. I took a picture of it.
What kind of white van? Like a big one?
It was a smaller van with the license plate of, it was white, Florida license plate QFT G03. The make was a Ford, model was Transit, black ladder on the passenger side.
Black ladder, passenger side.
White Ford Transit.
White Ford Transit. Okay, what's your name? And where did they headed south on Main Street from Moonflower Market?
Correct. They made the right turn.
Also, they went north.
North.
And there have been, of course, reports trying to tie Brian into the disappearance of the two young women at Moonflower, which I actually called Mayflower yesterday. Moonflower, and it is an organic co-op food store, not a compound. I accidentally said compound. I have too many cults on the brain. But that has yet to be proven, so I don't want to get into that. But yes, according to this caller, Brian was hitting Gabby before the police pulled them over.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not from around here.
Okay, so you're right there by the post office?
Right across the street. Yep.
Okay, and when they turned onto Main Street, they went right or left?
Right.
Right, so they went north. North on Main. All right, I will let somebody know. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
Bye.
Thanks.
Hello.
And so, yes, that was the entire call. And of course, we know what happened then. The two officers pulled them over, ended up separating them for the night, and then everything else kind of unfolded afterwards. So we do know that there was some physical altercation, with Brian being the aggressor. Not saying that Gabby didn't also defend herself or wasn't also being an aggressor. It was just a bad situation for everyone. And I wish there had been a way to save her. I really do. If they had just taken one of them into custody, I think Gabby's parents would have come and got her. If the police had just taken one of them into custody. Anyway, that's the latest and greatest. I'll continue to keep you updated. This case is going to change by the day. This may be outdated by the time it goes up. But, yeah. Until next time, keto and crime.